We have Gaurang Shah who joins us to answer all your stock queries, and in the studio we have Ashok who joins us to answer all your personal finance queries. So let's go straight to our first caller. Urvi Shah calls us from Mumbai. She has a personal finance query. Hi Urvi.
Yeah, hi sir.
Hi, how can we help you?
Sir, my question is related to my savings have reduced after investing in equity.
Okay.
But I can invest up to 15,000 per month. Then what can be an alternative for that?
Okay, so you've already been investing in equity, is that right?
Yeah, I have already invested, but my savings have reduced now.
All right, so you want to know an alternative and you want to invest around 15,000 rupees per month. All right, Urvi, we have Harsh with us. Harsh, can you help Urvi out?
Urvi, I think when you dabble in equity, that is the danger, because equity is a long-term investment, and now the question you have asked is absolutely apt. You are saying 15,000 rupees per month, and I think doing this systematically month after month is the way to make money on equity. If you can do this for a long period, if you look at the past record, if you have done 10-year SIPs at any time after 1995, if you did 120 SIPs in, say, the Nifty, there is no way you would have made a return less than 9%. You can pick a date after Jan 95 and that would be the minimum return you would have made.
So probably the advice for Urvi is maybe she went directly into stocks. Urvi, you want to tell us something about what kind of equity investments you went in? Maybe the safer route is to go through mutual funds and through maybe Nifty Bs.
Hello?
Yeah, Urvi, you directly invested in shares or you went through mutual funds?
I had done through mutual funds.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
So I think again, it is even the SIPs that we spoke about, say a 10-year SIP, every single SIP will show some losses in between. The key is to stick to the SIPs for at least those 10-year period. If you stick to it, then at least the past record says that if you invested that in Nifties, you got a good return. In fact, if you invested in a well-managed active fund, you made even better returns. So I think the lesson is be regular, be disciplined, keep making that investment month after month, and I think you will make money. Don't get bothered even if your capital loses value, because invariably in the past we have seen capital losing value, but over 10 years you end up making a very good return.
All right, Urvi, so patience is the answer. You have to make systematic investments and make it preferably in Nifty-related mutual funds so that you don't have too much of a risk of the choice of stocks. Well, just a word on Bharti. The stock has seen a hit. They have an exposure to the Swiss franc, and that Swiss franc has suddenly shot up after the Swiss National Bank removed its cap of 1.20 versus the euro. You would always get 1.20 euro for 1.20 Swiss franc for 1 euro. That cap was removed, and now a Swiss franc is almost equal on par with the euro. There is a sharp appreciation in the Swiss franc. So Bharti Airtel, which has to pay back the loan in Swiss francs, now will have to buy more expensive Swiss francs, and that's hurt the stock temporarily. But it's only 2 to 3% of Bharti's total debt. So perhaps the overall impact is not very serious.
Right, Lata, on that point, in fact, I was speaking to a couple of managements and a couple of internals of ACC as well as Ambuja. There was a lot of talk that maybe they'll have to pay more royalty and the likes because of this move in the currency, but they have clarified to me, they have told me that there's no impact whatsoever because they are going to pay it in Indian rupees as a percentage of sales. Okay. So no impact whatsoever of this. If anyone has to lose out, then maybe it's the parent.
All right. Well, let's get our next caller. Sonu Gupta is calling us from Delhi. She has investments in Axis Bank. Go ahead, Sonu. What's your question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. This is Sonu Gupta. Yes, I am holding Axis Bank 50 shares at the rate of 309 rupees.
Okay.
So I need to know how long I should hold it, or more precisely, can I get more than 600 in this stock?
Okay. Who's our expert now?
Gaurang.
Okay, Gaurang, that's perhaps a sitter of a question. Will she get more than 600 is what she's asking, and should she stay put after today's exemplary results? I guess the answer is to stay on.
Yes, Lata, good afternoon to you. Firstly, a disclosure, we do have positive coverage on Axis Bank, and We have to factor in today's number that the bank came out with, and according to us, I think the estimates that we had lined up, the numbers were a tad better than what our expectation was. Our initial target stands at about 580. I think post these numbers, there is credible data to say that we could possibly revise it upwards to about 630, yet we have to go to our work tables and rework on that. But I think why 600 if you're a long-term investor with the rate cuts heading top down and incremental improvement on the economic front. I think the corporate loan book and retail loan book is likely to go at a much more faster pace. And given the kind of performance and the numbers, I think the coming quarters could only improve the visibility and the growth. So I would say hold on to it. As of now, we are working with a target of 580, but like I said, factoring today's number, we would revise it upwards. 630 could be the possible target in a year's time horizon.
All right, and that's the advice coming in there. Please hang in there. In fact, you've bought a good stock. You've got a good entry point as well, closer towards $300. So maybe it'll give you better returns. Remember, that stock, if you just pull up a one-year chart, you'll see that the stock is up a good 110%. But the results, as Lata said, they're justifying this move. So maybe better levels are there for the taking.
One of the best performance of 2014.
That's right, 120% higher just in the last 1 year. But our next caller is in. Purvi calls us from Mumbai, and she has some investments in another bank, SBI. Hi, Purvi.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how can we help you?
Yeah, my question is, like, I am having 150 shares of SBI at 168 rupees.
All right.
So, I want to know whether I should book the profit or should I keep it for long term.
All right, Purvi, just a quick question. When exactly did you buy these shares?
I bought this 1 year before.
Okay. And do you need the money immediately? Or
No. I don't need the money.
Okay. Well, Gaurang, again, a classic case of an investor holding for some time and making money. Should she stay put in SBI?
Well, definitely yes. And Lata, this is one of the bank that is under our positive coverage in the banking universe from the PSU banking lot. Well, like I said, for Axis Bank, top-down scenario for interest rate cut. The only issue has been with PSU Bank is the asset quality and the restructuring stroke provisioning issues. But given the fact that it is the largest public sector bank and with the recent initiatives by the government, this bank also would tend to get benefited. My advice to her would be to hold on to it. Wait out for the numbers that we'll be seeing in maybe about a week or a fortnight from State Bank of India. From the near term, we are working the target about 345. And if numbers are something soothing and asset quality does not disappoint, and of course the NIMs improve, then definitely we would revise it upward. So hold as of now, yes.
Khushbu Jasani calls us from Pune, and she has a personal finance question. Khushbu, go ahead. What is your question?
I want to start SIP in index fund. So I just wanted to know what are the risks associated with these trade and what factors should I consider before investing?
All right. Harsh, go ahead.
So, I mean, that's an excellent question. Did you have a specific index in mind, and what prompted you to invest in an index fund rather than a regular equity mutual fund?
No, I don't have anything specific in mind.
Okay. So, I mean, essentially when you invest in an index fund, you essentially invest in the market. So, for example, if you invest in a Nifty index fund, then you are investing in the Nifty. The advantage of investing in an index fund is that you're not dependent on a fund manager. Your money gets invested in the same proportion.
That she may want?
So typically there would be a Nifty or a Sensex index fund. Every mutual fund house would have an index fund, or you can do an ETF. The B's Nifty index is the most well known. The risks are the same as a regular equity mutual fund, except that they are less volatile. So you're obviously by definition a Nifty index fund would be less volatile than a diversified equity fund or a what shall you say, a large cap equity fund that has that index as a benchmark. Okay. So I think if you don't want to have the trouble of monitoring your mutual fund review and yet say you want to take exposure onto equity, then investing via a systematic investment into something like a Sensex index fund or a Nifty index fund is a great idea. You can do it conveniently in a SIP through a mutual fund which is through an open-ended mutual fund, or you can also do ETFs. You can buy ETFs regularly every month. But it's a good idea, less risky than a actively managed fund. But typically in India, the actively managed funds primarily have managed to outperform the underlying index funds so far.
All right, then let's quickly get to our next caller, in fact, who is waiting by. Shubhi calls us from Uttar Pradesh. She has some investments in Ashok Leyland. Hello, madam. आपका सवाल क्या है?
मैम सर मैंने अशोक लेलैंड के 51.9 रुपए में 100 शेयर्स लिए हुए हैं, तो सर शॉर्ट टर्म या लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या है इसका?
Alright,
क्या करना चाहिए?
लेकिन आप लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए रुक सकते हैं? आप 1 साल के लिए रुक सकते हैं
या 1 ईयर के लिए?
1 ईयर के लिए
और उससे कम थोड़ा?
Alright, short term investor I guess is what she is. Gaurang, as an investor, she's bought it at almost the top. It's $52 she bought it, but she's got some returns on it. Should she hang on to it? She wants to hold on for less than a year.
And maybe you want to answer in Hindi?
I would prefer it that way, yes. She has spoken in Hindi, so I would give my answer in Hindi.
Please.
Well, Surbhi ji, अगर आपने छोटी या मध्यम अवधि के लिए निवेश किया है तो जिस प्रकार से हमने अशोक लेलैंड में ऊपर के तरफ के दायरे देखे हैं, मेरा ये मानना है कि यहाँ पर थोड़ी बहुत या फिर पूरी तरीके से आपका जो निवेश है आपको मुनाफा वसूली करनी चाहिए। पहली बात, अगर आपको कमर्शियल व्हीकल के ढांचे पर ही किसी और कंपनी में निवेश करना है तो हमारी राय होगी कि आप टाटा मोटर्स में निवेश करें, क्योंकि यहाँ पर आपको सिर्फ कमर्शियल व्हीकल नहीं, आपको पैसेंजर व्हीकल, एसयूवी, लाइट कमर्शियल व्हीकल, मीडियम साइज कमर्शियल व्हीकल और एचसीवी की आपको पूरी तरीके से एक प्रोडक्ट लाइनअप मिलती है। और दूसरी तरफ विदेशी कंपनी जेएलआर यानी कि जैगुआर लैंड रोवर को इन्होंने टेक ओवर किया था कुछ सालों पहले, जहां से योगदान बैलेंस शीट पर बहुत ही सकारात्मक तरीके से आता है। अशोक लेलैंड में डेट को लेकर के भी बैलेंस शीट पर थोड़ी असमंजस स्थिति बनी हुई है, और अगर आपके पास जोखिम उतारने की ताकत कम है, यानी कि जो झटके बाजार में मिलते हैं उसको अगर झेलने की ताकत कम है, तो मेरी ये राय होगी कि आप यहां से अपना मुनाफा वसूल लें और यही आपकी रकम, आपकी जो पूंजी है, आप टाटा मोटर्स के शेयर्स या फिर टाटा मोटर्स के डीवीआर में निवेश कर सकते हैं 1 साल के नजरिए से। एज अ डिस्क्लोजर दोनों पर ही हमारी पॉजिटिव कवरेज है।